age?
It's on February 22nd. So I'm 25 right now.
Are you single?
I am single
Why do you think that is?
because I want to be. I have a couple of boyfriends. I
Okay.
hope they're not watching. Maybe like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm single. I am single.
I mean, but what's it like dating 5 people at the same time?
It's just like juggling. You have to be talented.
Are you sleeping with all 5 of them?
Not all of them. Depends on the situation.
What a talent. Shout out to the desirable truth. Let's keep listening.
Why not all? What's the deciding factor?
Well, there's different guys for different situations. Some guys, I just want to go to. I forgot that I'm recording this.
Some guys you just want to what?
There's different purposes for different tools.
One's a shovel, one's a knife, one's a fork.
Yeah, honestly, the one that I'm never going to get in a relationship with him. He doesn't have a job, finances, none of that.
So why even open yourself up to a guy like that?
Great.
Oh man, it's in front of our faces now. The truth is all in front of our faces. So I don't even know what to start with this. Here you have an everyday chick, just your everyday chick who's talking about how she has 4 to 5 boyfriends. Now, I understand that that's not right. Most women out here don't have 4 to 5 boyfriends, but most women out here aren't angels. And there's been a lot of talk about red pill and why it was so impactful towards men. And I think this right here is one of those clear reasons why the red pill, especially when you use it by the definition that it's actually meant to be used, as in the truth, why it was so impactful. We're seeing that right now. There are men out here who, if you told them this, that like, hey, do you know, like most chicks out here, they're messing with somebody, they wouldn't believe it. In fact, I'll get vulnerable. There was a time when I didn't believe that. I probably would have argued with somebody else if they told me that. And there are a lot of my subscribers who went through the exact same thing. What do I mean? They learned that not every woman is this angel, because they start you out young telling you, you want to go out there, you want to find yourself a good woman. And I'm getting somewhere with this, guys. I actually wasn't even planning to release content today, but just decided to randomly. I've been working on delivering these mugs. You know who you are. They're coming. And if you haven't yet gotten an email, it's coming, right? To get your information so we can send it directly to your doorstep is coming. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate you. I'm so thankful for all that you do. Let's keep talking about this subject though, because this one was interesting to me. I remember a time when I would not have believed that there are chicks out here, and the majority of chicks out here aren't trying to live a moral life. Now, this is not a conversation about who's immoral and who's not moral and how you should live your life. No, this is just simply about the truth. Men love to know the truth. That's why these videos are so viral. That's why they take off. Because a lot of dudes hear this and it's confirmation about the thing that they were told, the enlightenment that they came to. It's like, you can't just assume just because you look at a chick that she's worth investing into for a long-term relationship, that she's healthy, that she's not a 304. Now, society doesn't want these conversations to be had, but we can't deny what we see, right? And I know for a fact I'm going to get the people who are going to say, bro, this is a certain group of type of people, the type of person who comes on camera and does this isn't the average woman. True. Okay, true. We can give you the benefit of the doubt that most women aren't comfortable enough to do this. And this probably is a certain type of like extroverted individual. I'm talking about this chick, but you can't at the same time convince me that most women out here aren't expressing their sexual freedom and allowing themselves to get clapped by all types of dudes. Now, you might be saying, of course, Chisha, what's wrong with that? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm saying men need to drink the coffee.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
I'm saying this is what enlightens men to know, like, oh, so this is what's going on now. So finding a chick who's not like this is kind of a challenge. And somebody might say, yo, why don't you think that, women out here are different from how this woman's presenting herself, right? They may not be her to the same degree, but these chicks out here, they're not raised up in homes where they're discouraged from being promiscuous. And to the people who don't like those conversations, those things matter to men who are trying to find a good woman. And that's why these conversations are had. But it reminded me of the first time I first heard a conversation. It was actually a chick on YouTube, and she made a video that was pretty much, she was just pretty much saying like, hey, a lot of dudes don't know this, but guys who are out here dating, who aren't aware to the fact that women sleep around a lot, modern women today, you need to understand that it's happening today. Now more than ever, we see for some reason they're more willing to get in front of the camera and admit it. But maybe it's different now from the way it was when I was coming up. When I was coming up, we just assumed most chicks were angels who were innocent. And then the moment you were hit with the truth and that coffee hit your system and you were caffeinated, you see things a little bit differently. And I think people don't like that. People don't like men being aware. Unfortunately, chicks are going to keep it real, right, on camera, especially today. But people don't want men being aware to the truth about modern women and also, female nature. And there's also male nature as well, too, right? There are good and bad things about both sexes. People can accept that, oh, yeah, men have a negative side. There's a toxic form of a man who isn't in a healthy state. They can accept that. But to say that the same exists for women, that's a controversial statement. But it does exist. And to the men out here who are vetting women who want a good relationship, who do want to eventually possibly maybe get married, it matters to them that they know this. Even the men out here who don't, they just don't want to surround themselves, if they're going to, attach themselves to a chick, maybe like an exclusive type of relationship. They don't want to attach themselves to a 304, to just a straight 304. Now, there's a few things I know I'm going to hear. I'm going to hear guys who are going to say, Chisha, they all do this. Not necessarily. That's when the extremes come in, right? They're looking at life like, F it. They're no good women, but somehow they're going to convince you that they're good men. And you should plant your seed wherever, do whatever you want. It all doesn't matter. I think that's just absurd, right? And then, of course, you can't forget the dudes who are going to get in here and talk about, I've always known. Okay, you can have that too, right? I was caffeinated out of the womb. I got it. I get it. But to the rest of us, and I'm really curious to know when you, because I know this video right here really caffeinated somebody, if you understand what I'm saying. When did you really get like that first dose of coffee, right? That really hit your system and made you understand that it's not all sweet out here when you're dating, looking for something healthy. And why should it be? I mean, do we live in a society that upholds Christian values? I mean, why should it be? I'm not saying you should live that way. I'm saying men need to know the truth. That's all I'm saying. They need to know the truth. Let's check out a few of these comments, see what the people have to say. Top comment here says she is single with 5 to 6 boyfriends. Yeah, that was a crazy statement. You know how I know that this story was actually true? At some point in here, she actually got really embarrassed about what she said. And she sat there and was like, should I say this? Should I talk about this? And she's probably questioning, why am I even talking about this? Something about a camera and attention, the possibility of virality for these chicks, they just can't help it. They can't help it.
Your coffee just doesn't taste any good.
Next comment here says she is a red flag wearing a red dress. Somebody else here added, finally, someone honest. Here's somebody else who says she was so damn cute until. And that's the thing, man. That's the thing, right? Every man deserves to know the truth. You deserve to know the truth. And there's power in knowing the truth. There are a lot of chicks out here where you walk around, you think like, oh, she's cute. Boom, OnlyFans. Ah, she's cute. Boom, freak. Right? And I mean too freaked out. Not because, but too much. Somebody else who says she was so damn, we already read down. The next comment says, so these are the ones we're supposed to marry? We're done, boys. All right, then there's that, right? There's people who are like, I'm just not going to risk it. You guys know I'm married. It's been an interesting journey. Sometimes I wonder, like, what's it like to be on the other side of the screen watching me? Because I know people are split, right? There are a lot of people who I run into in real life. Most dudes are actually married. Most guys are actually in healthy marriages. A lot of the people that follow me on my IG are married. Now I know that I also speak to a group of men, a large group of men who don't see that in the future. And I don't think there's anything wrong with anybody who doesn't see marriage in their future. I don't think your value is dependent on whether you get married or not, right? I do think, however, though, if you want to get married, you need to be realistic. And that's when, and I believe this both for women and men. That's why we have those conversations about like, hey, check your delusions because it's probably not happening. Somebody else who says, if the streets were red, here's somebody else who added, Dad must be so proud. Somebody else who says, I did not expect that from her. Right. That's why I thought this video was so interesting, because looking at her, you think, okay, you know, you're everyday chick out here just walking the streets. Freak. 5 boyfriends. One to hit it from the back, the other one to buy her food, the other one just for attention. What are the last 2? The fourth one just to ask for help and money, right? The fifth one, probably her ex, probably somebody who she hasn't gotten over yet, who she just hopes that's the guy who's like, I just hope one day he puts a ring on it. He gets to slide in and out whenever. And she said most of those dudes aren't actually getting the chicks. I believe her. That's the truth. And you know this, right? You know a guy right now who'd be willing to be in that orbiter circle, just like following her around and other chicks. Somebody else who says, so this looks like this is a woman. She says, no, this is a man. Hold on. The long hair kind of threw me off there. Alejandro, I'm sorry.
What's your age?
He says she finna go be single at 50, wondering where all the good men gone. Of course, we have Jif there. Somebody else who says she built the she built the pavement. She's not a wife. She's a Wi-Fi. Yo, nice. That's nice. She's not a wife. She's a Wi-Fi. Okay. It's actually pretty funny. This is by Annie.
What's your age?
Yeah, man. Crazy. Of course, guys, curious to know what you think. Hope you all doing well, man. Just so thankful. Lately, I've been thinking about how thankful I am for my subscribers. So much support. Appreciate you guys. We'll talk soon. Peace.